So in my last video, I promised that I would talk about character letters in another video. So character letters are a very important part of the process of a criminal case, especially in federal court. This is a tool that we can use to get the prosecutor and the judge and the probation office to really understand who you are as a person, to humanize you so you're not just another file on their desk. So people ask all the time, is there a form that I can use as a template or as a, something to copy to write a character letter? And the answer is no. You do not want your character letters to look like they were all written by the same person. The judge is going to notice that if they're all on the same paper and the same letterhead and the same font. You want the letters to be from the person themselves in their own voice. So you just want to ask people to write you a letter that states how they know you, how long they've known you, and what their thoughts are about you. It's really very simple. Depending upon the kind of case it is, you may want them to focus more on either your honesty or your reliability or your kind-heartedness. Now, many people do not want to tell others that they're in trouble, so they don't want to ask for character letters. That's fine. You don't have to tell them what the letters are for. You can say that it's for a job that you're applying for school, something like that. Judges and prosecutors are very, very used to receiving letters that look like job references because they know that not everybody wants to tell everyone in their lives that they are in trouble. So if it's from a professional company and it has a letterhead and it says, so-and-so worked here, blah, 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 they were very reliable, always on time, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So who do you get letters from? You can get letters from everyone and anyone. Family members are obviously going to be a little more biased, but they're also going to be a lot more personal. So family reference letters are perfectly fine. Employers, if you go to a church or temple or mosque, any letters from any leaders in that organization would be helpful. If you have kids, maybe teachers, maybe your kids' friends' parents, to say what a great parent you are, what a great member of the community you are, how much you contribute. So these are the kinds of people. You want people, obviously, if you can, get letters from somebody with a reputation, somebody who's maybe in law enforcement. If not, don't worry about it. Now, how many letters should you get? There is a wide range of letters that are acceptable. I would say, though, no less than 10 if you can. And to that point, you do need to be persistent with people. You do need to follow up with them because people get busy and they forget. I was offered to write a character letter for somebody who I know who got in trouble, and I had to be reminded a couple of times because people get busy. So don't worry about being the squeaky wheel. Just say, hey, did you have a chance to write that letter yet? And hopefully they'll get it to you. Now, I had another client who presented like 160 letters to the judge, which was a bit of overkill, but he had a lot of people who really loved him and really wanted to say stuff about him. So you have to remember, though, that a judge has to read these. So you don't want to annoy them by giving them too much work. You do want to give them a representative sample, though, of who you are as a person. When do you get the letters? I would say start working on them right away because, as I said, people will procrastinate, people will forget. But what do you do with them? Please hold on to the letters until you have all of them. Because if you start emailing them to your lawyer in advance or dropping them off, they're going to get disorganized. So where I may or may not remember to drag a file into your folder on my computer, I would have to then go back through all of my emails from you over however long our relationship is and find those letters. So hold on to them. If you can, put them into one PDF. That would be greatly appreciated. You also don't want personal information on the letters like an address or phone number. The judge is not going to call. Many letters say, please call if you have any questions. Judge isn't going to call. However, if it's a business and there is a letterhead, that's perfectly fine. But otherwise, the lawyer would have to redact all the personal information because we can't file that on the electronic filing system with the federal court. So that is the basics of character letters. Just how they know you, how long they've known you, and what they think of you. It's really quite simple. In their voice, from anybody you can think of, really, and as many as you can, and let your lawyer kind of sift through them and decide if there are some that may not be better. If they're in a different language, that's fine. Your lawyer can often find an interpreter to translate the letter so that you can submit the English version copy to the court. But anyway, this is a significant portion of what you can do to show the judge that there is mitigation in this case to help you get a reduced sentence. So I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, all of my contact information is in the description below, and thank you for watching.